Ever imagine walking into a classroom, right? And AI is just like any other tool, not some like digital boogeyman.
Yeah, it's funny you say that.
Well, that's kind of what we're looking at today, this whole world of AI, but specifically how it's hitting Christian colleges.
Yeah, it's a big topic. We're actually looking at this editorial from the Journal of the Scholarship of Teaching and Learning for Christians in Higher Education.
Catchy title.
Right. It's called The Impact of AI on Christian Higher Education, a Call to Lead.
A call to lead, huh? So who's making this call? Like, who wrote this thing?
So it's by Dr. Andrew Lang.
Yeah.
He's a professor over at Oral Roberts University.
Okay, got it. So he's coming at this from like inside the world of Christian higher ed.
Exactly, yeah. He's been doing this for like over 25 years, even won Scholar of the Year a couple times, I think.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. So he's not just some tech bro. He knows what he's talking about.
Exactly.
So what's the big takeaway? How does he see AI changing things for Christian colleges?
Well, his main point is, these schools, they can't just like react to whatever AI throws at them, right? They got to get ahead of it, figure out how to use it in a way that, actually lines up with their values.
Okay, I'm with you, but let's be honest. AI in education right now, it's like everyone's freaking out. ChatGPT this, ChatGPT that.
Oh, yeah, it's anxiety central out there.
Yeah?
He even mentions, like, some of the more extreme reactions, people saying, education is over, everyone's going to be jobless, even the whole, like, AI becoming sentient thing.
Okay, let's leave the robot takeover for another day, but specifically, what are Christian colleges worried about?
Well, a big one is cheating.
Oh, right.
Students using AI to write their essays, or answer test questions, basically trying to bypass actual learning.
Yeah, I get it. It's tempting, right? Why struggle through some dense theological text when ChatGPT can give you the SparkNotes version in like 5 seconds?
Right. But his point is, banning it outright or trying to make these like AI-proof assignments, it's not really a solution.
So what's the alternative?
He says we need a different approach entirely, something he calls AI literacy. He says it's like the essential skill for, well, pretty much everyone these days.
AI literacy. Okay, I like the sound of it. But what does it actually mean? Like, how do you teach that?
Well, it's a few things, right? First, you got to understand how AI works, at least on a basic level, not just treating it like some magic box.
Right, demystify it a bit.
Exactly. Then it's about, looking at what AI produces, say that ChatGPT essay, and actually evaluating it. Can you spot any bias in there? Does it even make sense? What are its limitations?
So not just taking it at face value, but thinking critically about the information itself.
That's it. And then finally, it's about knowing how to actually use AI effectively. Like, not to replace your own thinking, but as a tool to, research better, explore ideas, even be more creative.
So it's about empowering students to engage with AI thoughtfully and ethically, not just hitting copy and paste.
You got it.
Which honestly feels like a skill that goes way beyond just the classroom, right?
Oh, absolutely. Especially in a world where everyone's bombarded with information and, let's be honest, misinformation.
Yeah.
Being able to think critically about what you're seeing online, that's huge. It's like almost like a new form of discernment,
Discernment. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so AI literacy is key, but it's bigger than just preventing cheating, isn't it? It is. It's like we're talking about something way bigger here, right?
Yeah, exactly. In the editorial, Dr. Lang, he actually calls it creating an intelligent campus.
Intelligent campus. Okay, I'm picturing like robots roaming the halls, handing out syllabuses.
Not quite, though now that you mention it, that would be kind of cool.
Right.
But no, he's talking about something much more interesting. Imagine like a student, right? They're struggling financially, maybe even thinking about dropping out.
Tough situation.
Totally.
Yeah.
But on an intelligent campus, AI could step in and look at their financial aid package, see if there are any other scholarships or grants they might qualify for.
Oh, like making sure they get every opportunity to afford their education.
Exactly. It's about like leveraging AI to actually make Christian education more accessible.
That's awesome. And that's just, one example?
Oh, yeah. There are tons of possibilities. Like AI could look at student data to, maybe identify those who are at risk of falling behind academically.
Okay, so instead of waiting for them to fail a test or something.
Right. You could intervene early, offer extra support, tutoring, whatever they need. And advisors could use that information to be more proactive, reach out to students before they even have to ask for help.
It's like we're talking about a system that's actually more human-centered, not less.
That's the idea.
But Dr. Lang doesn't just want Christian colleges to, like, follow everyone else's lead on this, does he?
No, not at all. He's saying they have a real opportunity, a responsibility even, to shape how this all plays out, to be the leaders in ethical AI development.
Okay, so not just using AI, but being at the forefront of, like, figuring out what ethical AI actually looks like.
Exactly. And, putting it into practice.
So how do they do that? Like, what are some concrete steps they can take?
Well, he talks about, like, creating actual AI institutes at these universities.
AI institutes.
Yeah, like think tanks. But focus specifically on AI. And not just from a technical perspective.
Right.
But also theological, ethical, philosophical. Bringing all of that to bear on the development of these technologies.
So it's like building in those values from the ground up.
Exactly. And it's not just about, one school doing their own thing.
Right.
He also talks about like the need for collaboration, for Christian colleges to share best practices, to learn from each other.
So it's like they can kind of pool their resources and their brain power, right? To figure out this whole ethical AI thing together.
Exactly. And imagine, the students coming out of these programs, they'd have like the technical skills, sure, but also this strong ethical foundation.
Yeah, that's huge.
They'd be so well equipped to go out there and, be leaders in the tech world, pushing for change from the inside.
It's like what we do now, it's not just about us, right? It's about shaping the future for them.
Absolutely. It's like Dr. Lang, he says it really well. He talks about how throughout history, like every time there's been some new technology, it's always been a crossroads.
Yeah, like a big old fork in the road.
Exactly. And we have to choose, right? Do we use this new tool for good?
Yeah.
Or let it, lead us down a path we don't want to go down?
So with AI, we're not just asking what can we do, but what should we do?
100%. And I think that's where, these Christian colleges, they have a real opportunity to like be the moral compass in all of this.
To say, this is what it looks like to use AI, not just effectively, but for the betterment of humanity.
Right. And to ask those tough questions, like how can AI help us to become more fully human?
It's funny. I came into this whole AI thing feeling kind of, I don't know, nervous about it all. But hearing you talk about it, about how these colleges can be a force for good, it's given me some hope, I gotta say.
That's what's so great about these deep dives, right? We get past all the hype and the fear-mongering, and we really dig into the nuances.
And sometimes you come out the other side with more questions than answers, but hey, at least they're good questions, right?
The best kind. Because those questions, they challenge us. They push us to think differently, to act differently.
And that's what I hope our listeners take away from this conversation. That no matter who you are, what you do, you have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
Even if you're not like a tech genius, your perspective matters. Your voice matters.
Yeah. So yeah, keep asking those questions, keep having those conversations, and keep diving deep because there's a lot more to explore. Until next time, everyone, keep seeking truth wherever it may lead.